Coming at you from the Steel City, you're listening to Poor Man's Podcast, Pittsburgh's premier comedy podcast. Your weekly dose of humor, hosted by Chris Hopper and with a new special guest each week. And here's your host, Chris Hopper. Woo! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Poor Man's Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Along with me, this week is a little different. We don't have Cheech. We don't have Shaylee Baby, but we do have two other people. We have the wonderful Jeff Fieldhouse stopping in to co-host tonight. Jeff, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
And that other person you see here, if you're watching, if you're just listening, you'll find out soon enough. We have Michelle from Pittsburgh Foodie Girls. How are you both doing tonight, Michelle? How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
I'm excited. I have a full stomach now because of you, so thank you.
Yes.
She stopped in. We're going to talk about all this stuff that she reviewed. She has some brunch spots this week I'm excited to talk about. But we do have a big show. I'm going to touch on all of this, and then we're going to get into all of that because I don't want to have to keep going back and forth. It'll be way smoother. So let's hit it with the rundown. We're going to do the intro, as we always do, in the beginning. That makes sense. Traditional. We're, nonconformists like that. Then we have Beers of the Week. Jeff has one this week. And then Michelle brought her own. So, I will remember next time that Michelle I'll have a beer for you ready to go.
That's good.
But Jeff has one too, and then I have one. We'll talk about that in a second. Then we have Michelle's best brunch dishes. She's going to review Kebab and Curry. And then we have stuff to do in Pittsburgh. And then we will take a break and come back with Neon Brainiacs, which I'm very, very excited for. I listened to their podcast today. I've actually been listening to it for a while. It's pretty entertaining. So highly recommend it to anybody out there. All right, let's see. And then next week, actually this Saturday, we're doing the podcast live from Log Yard Brewing. Log Yard is in Kane, PA. I'm excited for that. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, they have awesome beer. I don't know if anyone has tried that. They have some in Bellevue Beer down here. So I always get to try some there, and it is delicious every single time. And then the last dumb, stupid thing we definitely have to touch on in the intro. Michelle, last time you were here, we were still doing the bracket for our least favorite movie characters. And Jeff, you had a good one. I believe when you came on, you did Sarah Silverman from School of Rock, Patty, who was awful.
Yes.
And she should have got much worse than she got.
Yeah, but then once I saw Glenn from Wedding Singer, I'm like, all right, he's way worse. Damn it. Like, I just knew I had no chance against Glenn.
Glenn's in that sweet spot, though, where it's like, is he so bad or is he like such a jerk that you like him? Because he's so entertaining.
That is true. Yeah. He's a jerk that you love to hate.
Yeah, absolutely. But, that's, pop that up for...
I voted all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Were you Grandpa Joe?
I was Grandpa Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he won it, so everybody...
That's awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't really much of a competition. Like, after, it began, every time he won like 80% to 20. He was mopping up competition. But we'll get into the beers, and then we can touch on the food, because I definitely want to get into that. Jeff, which beer do you have this week?
Yeah, so I have the Smackdown Sour, and it's a peach punch sour. I'm definitely a fan of sour beers, and this one isn't like too crazy. It's like a refreshing sour each time you taste it.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not a peach guy, but this tastes like an actual fresh like peach, not artificially. It's
that is one. I hate artificial peach.
Yeah.
I hate artificial grape and artificial banana more, but artificial peach has to be up there.
Yeah, so no, it was really good, and it's 4.8, so Jeff's gonna be walking home. So yeah, these are fun to drink.
Oh yeah, it's a nice summer one, and Michelle, you can tell everybody about yours because yours is a nice summer one too.
Yeah, I agree. And this is Southern Tier Brewing Company. It's Ruby Red, 8 days a week, and it's also 4.8% alcohol volume.
That's so weird.
I might be sleeping in the parking lot for a little while.
Mine is 4.9, so. Well, not to be a one-upper, but I didn't know that going into it. But I'm gonna taste mine in a second. I have never had one from Strange Roots, I think. Yeah. Have you been there at all?
Really good.
Screaming Tangerine sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'll taste it in a second. I'm a big fan of like the hazy IPAs, and I like orange, so I'm excited for this. I think this is just a regular IPA, however. Although I do have notes in front of me. I guess I could have looked at any of those at any point. It's a wheat beer. And Gibsonia, 4.9. Yeah, so I'm going to taste this. It immediately hits you in the nose. It smells like Orange Crush, like immediately. and then it's real light. It almost tastes like a flat pop.
Oh, no.
Like it's fruity like that, and then it's mild. It's good. It's not bad. Jeff, are you familiar with our ranking system? I'll bring it up for you real quick. I don't know if you can see it in the middle. That we rank the beers based on Guy Fieri.
I dig it.
His slogan. So Gangsters level 1, Out of Bounds is 2, Shut the Front Door 3, and then finishing at number 4 is Flavor Town. If you had to rank your beer right now on that Guy Fieri Richter scale, where would you place your beer?
Yeah, I know it's hack to say the highest number, but I kind of feel like I was in Flavor Town while I was describing it. I'm usually not saying what I taste. I'm usually not doing this stuff. So yeah, I'm doing Flavor Town for this.
Flavor Town right off the bat.
Very
Wow.
good. That's awesome.
It's only downhill from here, Jeff.
Well, this is my second time trying their version of this. The other one was Pink Lemonade.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they could do better, and god damn it, they did.
And that was a sour too. The
Yeah.
pink lemonade. Pink lemonade sounds good.
Oh, it is.
Pink lemonade has a special spot in my heart.
Yeah, I still buy Crystal Light Pink Lemonade package.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
They sell it.
It was a thing I started doing last month, and each person I tell, I expect them to be like, "That's cool," and they go, "They still sell it." I feel like I'm a Martian.
So long.
The only reason
look hard.
The only reason I didn't is because I go with the fruit punch one. Yeah, that one's so good. I'll do that nonstop. I swear with COVID, and it's one of those things that didn't make the news, unfortunately, with COVID. But I swear there was a shortage of fruit punch flavored drinks. I don't know if I didn't see Hawaiian Punch. I didn't see any of the other ones, Snapple Fruit Punch, any of the other brands.
Yeah, I assume Pops were gone, so they need to.
But it seemed like there was an even shortage. like all the main ones were still there, but like they went right through that.
The fruit punch.
I don't know why I'm looking at you like you have the answer, Jeff.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So what's going on with Tahitian Treat, huh?
I don't do wholesale at Coons. I don't know why they didn't have it. I'm sorry. I wish I did.
Well, whatever, Jeff. This will be the last time you're on if you have no answers, man.
Yeah, I know. Now I got to look into it.
Yeah. Michelle, if you had to rank your beer, what would you go with?
So I'm going with Out of Bounds.
Okay.
This is lovely. I mean, it has a nice grapefruit flavor. If you're sitting on the back porch, maybe after doing some yard work, it's nice
sure.
and light.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Out of Bounds with mine as well. It's pretty good. It's a nice, like we were just saying, it's a summer beer, and I love that you brought that because Cheech has been talking about how much he's wanted to try that, and he's not here this week. Unfortunately, we're not holding that against him at all. But I think it's hilarious that you brought it.
You can tell I'm saving one for next month.
Yeah. Let's get into your reviews and all the Michelle stuff then.
Sure. So
yeah.
today we're going to talk about Kebab and Curry, which is a Northern Indian restaurant on Banksville Road. And then we're going to talk about some of my favorite places to get brunch and what I get there, and then something that I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start off with Kebab and Curry. And like I said, this is a family-run restaurant in Pittsburgh. The family is originally from Northern India, and they use all of their own family recipes there, and it's amazing. So the difference between a Northern Indian restaurant and a regular Indian restaurant would be they'd be more likely to serve bread with their meal,
yeah.
so they can dip in the sauce or dip in whatever you're eating. And a Southern Indian restaurant would be more like rice because they had access to it. And also Northern Indian would be more dairy products in their sauce,
Okay.
and Southern would be coconut milk.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the coconuts in the north. But their food is amazing. So you see a picture right here. This is their tiki masala pizza.
And that is the one that you brought us, right?
This is the one I brought in. So what do you guys think?
It's delightful.
It was
I love the crust, all of it. And going into it, I didn't want you to tell me what was in it because I think I have like a food bias. Where like if you tell me certain things are in it, I'm gonna like go into it thinking I'm not gonna like it. So what I try to do anymore is like just go into it blind and like it, and I did. It was super good. Whatever that sauce that you were talking about is so good, and the chicken on that pizza is really
So that's
good.
a masala sauce. So you can actually buy just chicken masala at the restaurant, and it would be in that sauce. The chicken would be in that sauce, or whatever meat would be in that sauce. But they just put a spin on it, and I think this is the only place in the area that there is Northern Indian food as well as an Indian pizza, tiki masala pizza. And they have other pizzas there too, but this one's amazing. So I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, just out of support for the show, Kebab and Curry has actually thrown out a $25 gift card for an Instagram giveaway.
Oh,
So one of your listeners can go out and try it for themselves, and the information will be on my Instagram page tomorrow, Pittsburgh Foodie Girls.
Oh, absolutely. Well, definitely, everybody listening should obviously follow that just for there's great pictures and
Right,
everything
yeah.
and great information, but that's an added bonus. Get
It is a
something
bonus,
for free,
and
man.
these restaurants are, they want you to come in, they want you to try it, but this is a place to try. If you're looking to try something a little bit different, this is the place to go. You can get it on a pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely have our word
good.
behind it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Now, would you like to talk about? I think I have it in the right order. So
It doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about brunch a little bit. Do you guys like to have brunch?
Love brunch.
I love brunch because it's a reason to drink at like 11.
I totally agree. And there's actually someone that got credit for the name brunch. And at like 1895, there was a guy, his name was Guy Beringer, and he went out with his friends the night before, and they got completely smashed, right? And he came back the next day completely hungover, but he had to write an essay, and he actually wrote it on how splendid would it be if there was one fabulous meal in a day that included breakfast and lunch, and included mimosas. And so that's where brunch actually originated, and I'm all down for mimosas. But in my mind, in my personal opinion, brunch is when you have alcohol, and breakfast is the other meal. So
Absolutely.
we can talk about breakfast another time, but in general, excuse me. So these are some of my favorite places and some of my favorite meals to get brunch in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
This is the Nook. It's down in Lawrenceville.
Nook is great.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Chris, have you been to the Nook?
I have not. No.
So they describe themselves as an eclectic place, and it is. It's very fun and hip. And if you go down there in Lawrenceville, you're most likely, if you go on a weekend, there's going to be a line out the door, especially in the summertime. They do have alcohol there for purchase. They don't make the drinks at the bar.
Oh, okay.
But I think
Yeah,
that counts. So the two dishes that you're looking at is the top is a waffles Benedict.
That looks so good.
It's so good, and that bottom is a vegetable omelet. So with the waffles Benedict, I stalked this menu before I went in. They actually have 5 savory waffles on their menu.
Oh wow.
And this is the one I decided on. There's actually bacon and cheese under those eggs.
Yeah.
And I got the salad, which I think probably kind of wimped me out, but you can get fries with that as well. But it was amazing.
Yeah, that entire waffle looks delicious, and
And
the hollandaise and the paprika, I'm guessing.
I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep until I try the other 4
Yeah.
because it was really that good.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. What did you say? I'm sorry. Was all on the salad? Is that a salad down there?
Plain salad. So I was just being good, and I got the salad. But you were able to get fries or a different side with that. And the vegetable omelet had sautéed mushrooms and onions. It was also very good. And I wasn't going to get that whenever I walked in the door.
Yeah.
But some woman was sitting there with it, and it just looked so good.
I love when that happens at a restaurant where it just confirms it. It's like, oh, I'm getting that.
Yeah. When you can hear it sizzle or whatever.
So my second favorite place to go to a brunch is the Mediterra Cafe. And there's actually 2 locations. There's one in Mount Lebanon.
Okay.
And there's one in Sewickley. And they have a great menu. And they also have a small market attached, and they bring in imported foods and hard-to-find cheeses.
Yeah.
They bring in meats, like for a charcuterie board. They do catering. They have their own chefs there. They have a pastry chef that makes cookies.
You'll have to tell us what is that in the top dish in like the cast iron skillet.
So that is my favorite dish at their restaurant.
That looks
it's called
delicious.
Shapuka.
Okay.
And it is actually a spicy tomato sauce that has eggs in it. So there are actually eggs that have cooked in that sauce, and they're cooked perfectly. And it's very Instagrammable, as you can see. So it shows up to the
that
table.
picture is awesome. That's both of them are actually.
It shows up to the table in that little cast iron skillet, and you can dig for your eggs, and they give you the bread, and there's some feta cheese on top.
How big is that roughly?
It's about an 8-inch skillet.
Okay, that's a good size.
I finished it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think I was going to finish it, but I did, and I had no trouble finishing it. I even asked for a to-go box, but I still finished it.
And the bread was good too. Is it a little crunchy? It looks like
it's a nice crunchy baguette, and they make a lot of their bread there. They make their bread there.
It's so much better. Like you can totally taste it when people make their own bread.
And they take a lot of pride in it too. And they, other places buy it from them. They sell it too. But their bread there is amazing.
I'm kind of putting you on the spot right here, but my sister brought this up to me during last week, and she said, "What's like my favorite like free bread or whatever that they give you? Do you have a favorite bread that you can
bread.
like just like a bread that they give you while you wait for your meal or whatever?"
Well, probably this one. I mean,
Yeah.
they make it right there. I mean, Olive Garden has good bread too. Yeah. Even though I think that's a local. I think they get that from a local company. But yeah, their bread there is amazing. Free bread is good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And then the bottom dish is avocado toast.
Okay.
And you can't see the avocado because they pile it up with this really delicious light tomato, cucumber, radish salad. Has this light vinaigrette on it, and they put some dough wheat in there, and it's really, really amazing, and it's good. It's perfect for summer. It's the perfect summertime
Oh my gosh.
dish.
That
And
looks
the Mediterra Cafe in Mount Lebanon also has a fabulous outside seating area, and they have evening happy hours, and they serve all kinds of alcohol, which makes it even better for brunch. But the alcohol doesn't start till 9:30.
Oh my God, yeah. Just looking at some of these, and that's why everybody listening, if you're just listening, you have to go through YouTube. If you're not watching it live, go through the YouTube link in our link tree or whatever, and you can watch all the pictures that Michelle is talking about. You can see them and
drool.
Yeah, exactly, and drool.
And drool over all the brunches I ate the last month.
All right, let's get to the next one because this is the one I think looks the best.
Okay, Muddy Waters is a restaurant over in East Liberty, and it's an oyster bar. And they specialize in southern type foods, and they just recently started doing their brunch again. It had been discontinued due to COVID. And we're going to go ahead and zoom in on that top picture right there. I was so afraid that I was never, ever, ever going to be able to have the lobster Benedict again. So this is lobster eggs Benedict.
That
and what you cannot see under that giant pile of lobster is 2 delicious homemade from scratch biscuits.
Oh.
They piled,
oh my God.
It's so good, right? And they piled that lobster on. It's probably a half a lobster on that Benedict.
Yeah, there's a lot of lobster meat on there.
They top it off with those 2 poached eggs. And that sauce, it's not a normal hollandaise sauce. It's a crawfish hollandaise sauce.
I wonder if they were going to do something to associate with the lobster. That is so good.
Yeah. That might be the best looking brunch dish I've ever seen.
You know what? I highly recommend it. I mean, this is probably enough food to share. So if you would go with a friend and order something else on the menu, you could probably share this. I'm not going to share it.
No.
Oh, no.
But
Absolutely
you guys
not.
could probably, if you wanted to share it, it'd give you an opportunity to taste something else there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I want to keep all of that
so
to myself.
To send certain ones of these to my uncle. I'm just already thinking already, like his mind's gonna be blown. Like, oh
and then.
gosh,
and then on the bottom there, because it is the oyster bar, you can't leave Muddy Waters without oysters. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I happen to like the smaller size oysters, and they're pretty unique in the fact that the family that owns the restaurant also owns their own oyster farm. Sustainable oyster farm in Virginia. So they do bring some of their own oysters in, and they tend to go pretty quickly whenever they're in.
And then what is the sauce that they do in that?
So it's a mignonette sauce in the middle. It's like a vinaigrette sauce.
Right.
And then that little tiny tube bottle, I don't even open it. It's like a jalapeno vinaigrette. And it's so hot they stick it separately like that. So I just kind of like leave that on the side and, wonder what it tastes like because I'm not brave enough to open up that bottle.
Oh, yeah.
But it comes like that on the half shell, and then I had 6 that day. But they really take very good care of their oysters there. I highly recommend the place if you do like oysters. They get fresh shipments in every day. They clean them really well, inspect them to make sure they're healthy, and then they store them the right way as well.
Yeah, that's another thing that, like we were just saying with everything else with COVID, but like oysters have been kind of hard to find. If you can find some nice ones, especially in Pittsburgh, where they're fresh like that, definitely jump on that.
I agree.
And then we can get to the last one.
So my final favorite spot is the Speckled Egg, which is down in the Union Trust building in downtown Pittsburgh, which is really close to the Westin William Penn, if you're familiar with the area. And I wish I'd have given you guys a photo of the building, but if you have a chance to look it up, they've got this beautiful high rotunda ceiling where you look up and it's just endless circles of floors, and it's just really pretty. It's very loungy and laid back. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can walk in, you could have a drink at the bar. There's lounge chairs where you could order a drink there. But if you're going to sit and have brunch, I would recommend a reservation for this place out of all of them.
Okay.
Because they get really busy downtown, and it's really a hot spot. And the dishes that you're looking at are on the top is a coconut chia pudding.
Oh, okay.
And it has it's coconut chia seeds. So chia seeds like a little healthy seed that people are eating nowadays, and they soak it in coconut milk. And it's made with some fruit and some coconut.
Yeah, you see a lot of they do like the acai bowls or whatever a lot, and I've seen stuff like that. It looks all the fruit in that. What all is that? It looks so good. It looks like
go ahead
juicy.
And blow that up there. There's
let me
like
try
a little
to.
berry mix in there, and I know that they sweeten it with agave, which is a nice organic sweetener in most cases. There you go, and and there's some nuts there on the side as well. It's a mint.
That whole thing looks good.
It's very delicious.
And
it's
then
very good.
What's this dish right here?
So this is every once in a while you have to do something healthy, and this is their one of their chicken salads.
Okay.
And there's peas in there. There's a little bit of quinoa. You can see the grain on the top.
Yeah,
definitely. And we just added a grilled chicken breast, and then the background. That's one of the best things there. Is
that bacon?
House-made sausage.
Oh, sausage.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Delicious.
So they just they pretty much make everything from scratch.
They make everything there. It's really, really good. Like I said, it's a very good spot. It's all the foods. I've never had a bad meal there at all.
Mm-hmm. And then do you have one last thing that you have from that place? Can you tell us about this dish?
So this one was my favorite one from the last couple of weeks. And this is also an avocado smash toast. They call it the millennial toast. And it's covered with pumpkin seeds and pepitas and sunflower seeds, and has like a drizzle of olive oil on it. It's really amazing. Unfortunately for me, I could eat like 6 of those, so I got the eggs on the side and as well as the sausage.
Yeah.
But the Speckled Egg has also been generous enough to give a $25 gift card to one of your listeners.
Oh, wow.
And you can also tune into my page next couple of days.
Yeah.
To find out information on how they can enter to win that as well.
All the more reason. That's very awesome
on,
from the
people.
Speckled Egg.
What more do you need?
That's 2. That's 2.
Giveaways this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. How
Those
awesome
eggs
is
are
that?
pretty, too.
The eggs were perfect. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up an egg.
Yeah.
But they were really, really good.
And
So I have one place I'm looking forward to.
I was just gonna say, please tell us what you're looking forward to.
So
'cause I wanna
summertime
know.
is coming up, and I'm looking forward to finding some outdoor dining.
Okay.
For sure, but outdoor dining with some really good food. I'm not just gonna go to an outside and sit. So
Yeah.
I'm going back to Poussadi's Garden, which is in Lawrenceville, and it's a Thai restaurant. And
Okay.
I have been there before, but I've never been lucky enough to be able to sit on the porch. They have this beautiful courtyard inside the building. It looks like it doesn't look like it's in Pittsburgh at all.
Oh wow.
So you walk in and they have plants and they've got garden tables. It's a really beautiful thing. So I'm gonna try to get a table out there, and I'm gonna have my meal.
That sounds like those will be
And I'll let
some
you guys
awesome
know.
pictures.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Very good. So
Jeez.
that's all I have. You
Yeah,
guys.
thank you, Michelle.
Hopefully you're
You
hungry
gave
now.
us, you've given everybody listening a great idea. I'm still behind that lobster. What is that? Biscuits? You said lobster biscuits
It's a lobster
and a
hollandaise.
crawfish hollandaise or
It's a-
everything.
They call it lobster Benedict,
Okay, yeah,
but it is a crawfish hollandaise sauce.
yeah, that looks so good. And then whatever was in that cast iron skillet too.
Oh, yeah.
that's
I'm bringing that to you guys the next time. That's what
Yeah.
I'm bringing the next time.
Absolutely,
Seriously, yeah.
all of that looks so good. And thank you so much, Michelle.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks
and
for
thank
having
you
me.
for doing the hard research, like you always like to.
seriously.
Yeah,
I gotta
somebody's
bring-
got to do
I
it.
got to bring people the information so they know what they're dealing with when they get there.
Yeah.
Well, after you watch a documentary, you feel like you're smart, and after you showed us all this, I feel like I have like better knowledge on food when I don't. Like,
So
I
which place
do.
are you gonna go try?
Oh, I need the waffle Benedict.
The waffle Benedict, the Nook.
Yeah, I have to. Like that. I just need that. I just got an eggs Benedict like a year ago,
Okay,
and that just seems like so quality.
very good. It was very good.
I've
Well,
only
I
had it
can't
at-
wait to hear that. So by next month, right?
Yeah.
Then you can tell me.
100%.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Thank you.
And I don't think that's the last time we're going to talk about this Speckled Egg, because we're going to get into the stuff to do in Pittsburgh, and then we're going to take a break and we'll talk to the Neon Brainiacs. I'm excited to talk to them. Like I was just saying, they do an awesome like 80s horror podcast, which I have like multiple index cards. Not that I'll need them, because I'm actually very interested in a lot of their stuff. So I'm excited to get into that. But we do have to touch on the stuff to do in Pittsburgh. So I believe Liz is bringing it to us this week, and she's going to give us, I think, 4 different things to look forward to this weekend.
I feel like we say this every week, but seriously, this weekend is full of so many great events, so let's jump right into them. The Verona Club is hosting Botany and Booze on Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 6 p.m. This fundraiser includes live music, food trucks, vendors, raffles, breweries, and a massive plant sale. A portion of the proceeds supports the Garden Club's effort to beautify Verona. Seriously, they're taking a beautiful day in the neighborhood to a whole new level, and you don't want to miss this. It's a ton of fun. Next up, we have the First Choice Wine Festival. It's a day dedicated to food, wine, and chocolate. Must I say more? Tickets are $20, and they include a branded glass for all of the wine you could possibly taste. And that's not the only festival happening this weekend. Head over to Heartwood Acres for the Maple House Music and Art Fest. It's a weekend-long event celebrating music, arts, and culinary creations. The food offerings include vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options, so it's truly accessible to anyone. Plus, there will be a great selection of beer and wine. Tickets are on sale now, and this event is also child-friendly. Lastly, the Car Bazaar is returning for another weekend at the Forbes and Smithfield Street parking garage. There is technically a little bit of rain in the forecast for Saturday, but thankfully this flea market is completely under covers. Find a great selection of vintage, secondhand, or recycled items, plus grab a bite of food and enjoy live entertainment. For details on these events and even more happenings in the Bird, like Emo Night at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar, check out our weekend guide. Bye!
And there you have it!
And there you have it, everybody.
Sounds awesome.
Liz from Stuff to Do in Pittsburgh. Anything of the 4 options they gave us Anything stick out to either of you, Jeff or Michelle?
Heartwood Acres is so much fun. I mean, the concerts they have up there, and the property is a nice property. I mean, that would be a lot of fun.
That is that Music and Art Fest. I think it's all day. It says on May 21st from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's an all-day event for sure. It's kids $25, adults $50 at Heartwood Acres, like you were just saying. But yeah, that looks awesome. It's always nice to get to an art and music fest. It's nice to be outside, especially after. I mean, COVID's kind of gone away with some of the restrictions, but it's still been like a couple years since like we've really been able to do like festivals and stuff. So it's always still nice to get back into anything like that. That car bazaar that we were talking about that before this started. It's kind of like a flea market kind of thing.
They come in, they do it out of the back of their trunk. So
yeah,
I guess you rent a parking spot and you sell your stuff from. Maybe I need to do that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
just throw some stuff from the garage in the car.
Absolutely. I bet there's probably bartering and stuff. Here you go, get rid of that. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's right.
And I clicked through it because I wanted to see the time they were doing it. I think it says 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But they said there's food there from the Speckled Egg that we were just talking about.
Yeah, Speckled Egg, they do some catering as well. So their stuff's all really good. It'd be worth checking out.
Yeah, and anybody who is interested in finding out anything about anything you hear on Stuff to Do in Pittsburgh, click through their link. I'll put it through in our info. They have their weekend guide. Their weekend guide is super helpful. They have all the ticket events, where it is, the time, all that stuff that you can just click through. You can buy tickets right through it. You can hook it up to your GPS. It's all one stop. So I definitely recommend that. And I think we're going to take a break right now and come back with Neon Brainiacs. Is there anything you'd like to end on, Michelle?
No, thanks for having me back this week.
Thank you so much for the food.
To share my brunch dishes with you guys.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh yeah, those. I think those might be the most photogenic ones I've seen. They are. Not that they aren't always great, but those ones. There's something I think about lobster that just makes it look like magnificent to me.
I'm glad your mouth is watering. I can't wait.
Oh my God, it is.
I want to hear about it when you actually go try it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to take a break right now, and we will be right back with Neon Brainiacs.